He's in a position to where he's got to see the positive in the negative. He can't compare himself, be jealous, or possessive. He has to be able to be a lot of forbearance, persistence, and a complete lack of discouragement. He's got to be hard-skinned against discouragement, frustration. He's got to be long-suffering. The key is to give that woman, any woman, a lot of opportunity and a lot of justification and a lot of space to get away from you. If you're short, small, and to be short, as I've said in a number of my talks, is to be labeled tiny, is to be labeled insignificant, and everything else that follows from that word in our society, and probably pandemic worldwide. Unless you've got good game, good preparation, and a lot of boldness. You have to strike when the iron's hot and take advantage of everything. Don't let anything be an excuse for not taking care of the details of the situation, not paying attention to the details of the situation. And he has to tell himself, he has to begin with this premise. And I wish I didn't have to tell it to you. I could never have this. Then he has to pick himself up like the phoenix from the ashes of his funeral. The funeral being the statement, I could never have this, competitively. He has to pick himself up again from the funeral of his ashes. He's the phoenix, spreading midnight wings over the empty desert, searching for tomorrow. But he shouldn't search for tomorrow. He doesn't resolve on any outcomes. He takes care of the details that are right in front of him to take care of. That's all he's concerned about. That takes focus. It takes courage. It takes fortitude. True grit. And he has to know when to back off, to let go. When he's outclassed, he must let go. He must yield the battle under his own power in order to continue the war. The short, small man, the ugly man, the troll, the dwarf, the gnome, is not a man that inspires confidence. Is not a man that can, he's a man rather that must learn or die to stand on his own self-resources and self-reliance. He has to, the motivation, if there's any motivation to act, it has to come entirely from within him. Because if he looks around at the environment, it negates him entirely. That's the primordial, the fundamental, basic truth he has to deal with before he can embrace the good intentions and the strategies of Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins comes far down the book. He's at the end of the book. Tony Robbins gets up on stage, prances around, makes some trivial general truisms, plagiarizes, stands on the shoulders of giants without giving them the credit. Is a perfect marketer and profiteer, getting the edge, the marketing edge, the way I see it. legitimizing himself by quote-unquote professionals. Dr. Madonis, Mark Apacia, Maglia Apacia, and so on and so forth. Good talkers, instantly likable. They can sell hope. But the short, small man that's vertically challenged, he's got a fat belly and a fat face, a moon face, like me. He's reaching out to hope. He's in a world of hurt. He's reaching out for luck. He's in a world of hurt. If he doesn't have it within, the true grit within, if he hasn't built himself a fortress, if he hasn't been able to inculcate and live with, I am a rock, I am an island, and live and come out and bear up, stand up to the negativity of that, he's finished. He's finished. He has no appeal, he has no personal attractiveness, and he has no personality. That's the given from the phenotype. The way he looks, his height, everything militates against that. He can't get his clothes to fit properly because he's the way he's built. He has to get custom clothes. That'll run him broke. And if he tries to live his life by vicarious pretense, imitating hero figures, setting up hero figures, he's finished. He's all through. And he better make up his mind that all he'll have, locker room stories, living off the pretense that he can garnish from hero figures that he set up. He's projected away all his power. He's done it because he has no power to project away if he hasn't taken care of the groundwork, the grundwork I call it, that I'm talking about right here. And he has no power to project away. His power is a fantasy power. It never even existed. But he has to see an embodiment of his dreams, and that's what Hollywood and Madison Avenue and Tony Robbins at 6'6" and 240 say, ah! If you're with me, say, ah! And all that bullshit. Prancing around, karate chopping the night, and so on and so forth. Talking 10 miles a minute, so you can't even think. He's blitzing you. It's a blitz presentation. You've heard of the German World War II Nazi blitzkrieg, new type of warfare. Tony Robbins. He uses that approach because of his size and his match. He comes on you in a frontal attack. He has presence because of his genetics. He didn't earn this. Up the yin-yang. Can you imagine a man my height, 5'3", getting up on a stage and prancing around and talking to the audience? I'm 5'3" with a big belly and a moon face, and I'm saying, pumping my fist in the air and karate chopping the night and screaming to the house. If you with me, if you understand what I'm saying, say, ah! I rest my case.